So the next thing I want to do here is create some Facebook ad images, some newsfeed image ads for this shirt here. So I decided to go with the one that had the Stanley Cup here, the original one, just because the reason why I sort of decided on this one is because all the other shirts that I saw had the word like die with the I in there. So it was a very common theme, and it's already been proven to sell, so I'll just stick with that and see how that goes. So what I'm going to do here, so I've loaded it up, and I'm going to hit preview. Then I'm going to save the image here once it comes up. It didn't come up. Try that again. Okay, I had to actually log out of Teespring and keep trying and trying the preview. For some reason, it just wasn't showing up. I'm not sure what's going on there. Must be some glitch in Teespring right now, but I'm going to right-click and save this image. I'm just going to create a new folder in here and right-click, new folder, call it ads. I'm just going to save that shirt image there. And of course, if I want to do an additional shirt variation, I definitely want to get it here, and I think I will for one ad design. So let's go back to the campaign here and go next. And you can see I added a bunch here. I added the women's tee, the hoodie, and also the tank top. And I always make the hoodies $39.99 or $39.50. Make that. I'll make this one $21.50 this time. Oh, that's a big profit there. $12 on the Hanes. That's good. Oh yeah, because it's 50. That's why. So there we go. I usually like putting it 20. So let's go back and preview, and let's hope it works here. Already causing problems. Let me see if this works. Okay, it worked. So now in the drop down, I can get the different shirt variations here. Sometimes it takes a bit. There we go. Right click, save image as. I always love saving images using Chrome browser, because if Chrome detects that there's another file that's the same name, it automatically just changes the name so it's not the same. Or on Firefox, it doesn't do that. So just a little tip there. I like using a Chrome browser. Chrome is free, just like Firefox. Just search for Chrome on Google. So right click, save image as. See, it says front. It's the same image, but Chrome puts the number 2 in there so it doesn't overwrite the other one. So I like saving all the images here just in case I want to use them in an ad. Cool. So now let's go and open up those images and get them ready. I'm just going to open them all up here. Actually, I'll just show it here. Open ads. I'm going to open them all up at once. They all opened up on the side here. But one thing I want to do is get rid of the white around it. So I want to crop it out. Photoshop's pretty easy. Just right click this layer. I'm going to duplicate it. And I'm going to hide the background one. Grab the magic wand and click in the white area. And click like that. Click that little area too. Deselect. Go select, deselect, or Control D on your keyboard. And then I'm going to convert that layer to a smart object. And now that one's done. And then you could just save this, like Control Save, and I just save it as the same name so I don't have to do all that again. Now there's one cool feature inside of Photoshop called macros. You can actually do all that and record yourself doing it, and so you don't have to do it all the time. They're called actions, sorry. Let me demonstrate what an action is. I don't want to get too technical on you here because I know that Photoshop can be very confusing, but if you open up this window here, what window is that now? Actions, right there, actions. So if you open up window actions, and then you'll see here I made a folder called Teespring, and I know this is the regular T. If I grab my action and hit run down here, it automatically just did everything that I showed you. So let me show you how to create an action. Let's just close this. A little extra bonus here. Let's just open up the shirt. And so all you do is you go into your actions. I'm going to have to squeeze this up a bit here. Go into your actions, and I'll just create a new folder here. Hit the folder. I'll just call it test or example or something like that, or Teespring example, or regular. Actually, Teespring actions. There we go. That makes more sense, right? Teespring actions, and then inside here you want to start a new action. So what you gotta do is start recording. So down here, no, sorry, you gotta hit new action, and you create this action. You just name it. Let's call it regular T, and hit record. And now Photoshop is recording everything that I do. So I'm just gonna go and grab this image here and do exactly what I did. So I'm going to go to layers, right click, duplicate the layer. Okay. I'm going to make the background layer invisible. I'm going to take the magic wand, click into the white area, hit delete. This white area, hit delete. This white area, hit delete. Okay. And then I'm going to select, deselect, take this layer, right click, and convert it to smart object, and done. Now down here where it's recording, click stop, and now I have an action right here. It's that easy. Pretty cool, eh? So if I just delete that and say no, I'm not going to save it. Let's open it back up again. And now all I have to do is just open up my actions, right? Select my action I just created, click run down at the bottom there, play or whatever that button is, and boom, it's all done. Pretty cool, eh? So that's what I usually use. I just use my saved ones every time so if I bring in this hoodie right here, I go hoodie, done. I don't actually have one for a tank top, so I should make one. But anyhow, that's how you do it. It's a cool little trick that I do all the time. Let's duplicate the layer. All right, so that one's done. So I'm just gonna save that. Save that. Save that. Let's make our first ad. My ad sizes I work with are 600 by 315 at 72 pixels per inch, 8-bit RGB color on a white background. Click OK. And let's just do my patented little blurry trick. I show this in the other design video. Bring that in. Really gotta shrink that up. So hit a corner, hold the Shift key and Alt key, and make it a little bit bigger just so you can see that text as big as possible. There we go. Let's bring in, let's say the women's and the, I don't know, the hoodie. Grab the hoodie, select that, hold down the Shift key, grab the other one, the women's, and now you have them both selected. Grab a corner, hold down the Shift key and resize those. I like making them a little smaller. Something like that. Maybe even smaller. Okay, put those off to the side like this. Let's put those in the background. So if I go to the layers palette there and just take those two and put them behind the front shirt. And also those background ones, I'm going to right click and rasterize, right click and rasterize. I'm going to grab this one, go filter, blur, Gaussian blur with a 3 radius, click OK. Do the same for this one. It makes that one in the front really pop out there. And I'm going to give this a shadow. And to do that, we can just double click on the layer, go drop shadow like this, and I'll give it 0 distance. I'll make it A little spread, a little bit of darkness there. You'll see it has a really thin white border. I want to get rid of that thin light white border. Hit stroke, 1 pixel inside, change the color of it to red. So just grab the color picker and just pick any red color kind of near the edge of the shirt, and that line will disappear. Just like that. And that could be our first ad, but we can make it even better by adding, say, a blue border. Just keep the white background. I'm going to save it as ad 1. So let's add a rectangle object like this. And let's just get it to the corners there. And go view, snap. Snap it to the corners. And double click that layer. And let's take the fill opacity out of there. Add a stroke on the inside of, let's say, blue. Let's get out of the way here, and let's take the same blue that's in the actual image. It's not taking the blue for some reason. That's really strange. I'm not sure why it's not doing that. Let's go here and get the color blue. So I put it there in this little color box, and I'm going to try this again here. Go stroke and try this. There we go. That works. Maybe make it a bit bigger there so you can see it. You can also give it some depth by doing an inner shadow. Something I like doing, just kind of makes it look kind of cool like that. So that could be an ad that really pops out red and blue like that. Let's make a new one. File, save as, add to. Another way I like doing things is we could move this one over, maybe move these ones over. I don't want these blurry anymore, so let's just take those out. Let's make a background. Actually, we just take that same square that we were using there and just put it underneath, and let's make the fill back full again. Like that. I'm going to take that inner shadow out for now, and the stroke, I think I'll go red this time. Red. And let's do a fill color overlay of the blue. It's kind of neat. Next, what I'd like to do is take the image that we have on the shirt and put it right here. So we got to go back and get our image. File, open. Just take the PNG that we saved and just drop it in there. I'm going to right click and convert to smart object so I can. And if we go like, oh, I lost it there. Bring it up. Hold down the Shift and Alt key. Makes it resize easier and faster. And we can go like this. And it doesn't look very good. It's missing the red in there like that. So what we could do is just try something. Let's just double click that and go color overlay. And then let's go get that circle. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to take this. I'm going to delete that out of there. So I'm going to make it a little bit smaller here so it fits in nice. I'm going to show you a trick here. Remember we made this separately in a whole separate file. So I'm going to grab it from that file. Open. We created the Hab logo right there. This one has the different color. I have to go in and change that blue in there. This blue color is not right, so I'm going to go layer, select that one there. It's not showing up. Oh, there it is, right here. Double click that, color overlay, and I'm going to get the right color there. There we go. Then I'll take this whole thing, so I'll go back to group. I'll take this whole group here and drop it in there, but I want to get rid of that for, sorry, not yet. Let's drop that in here. Unfortunately, it's not working. I got to get that red in there again. So I'll have to modify this just slightly. So let's make a copy of this whole group. Right click. I'm going to copy the group. Duplicate group. And then I'm going to make this all one layer. So you can go layer, and I think there's a merge group. So now it's all one layer there. And I want to fill in those blank spots. So in here, and the way to do that, just select this and go grab the magic wand, and it will actually select in there. And then just fill it. Fill it with the red. So you have to move the red over to the blue. Hit this little arrow key and it'll switch the colors around. And then just click in there like that. And do the same here at the top. Grab the fill tool, whatever that's called, the paint bucket tool. Click in there. Now we got that full of red. And go select, deselect. Cool. Now we can take that and drop it in here. And I will I'll convert that to smart object. So right click, convert smart object, and then I'll just hold down the shift key and I'll just get it in there so it kind of fits. As close as you can. That looks good. So let's make it hidden. I want to get rid of that. So you can actually just make sure you grab this object, and you have to right click and rasterize it before you can start deleting things on it. You can grab the eraser tool and erase it like that, or just grab the selection tool and just be real careful and select just around it. And so to do that, actually, it's better to zoom in. Use that selection tool and just make sure you don't deselect, Control D. Just do it a bunch of times there. Just select, hit your delete key, and then just click somewhere else in the image to get rid of the selection. And just be careful with it there. There we go. Save, and then view the other one there. And it's not perfect, but you can see there's actually a little blue in there and stuff, but this is not actually going on a shirt anyways. It's just an ad, so it's totally fine. So hit that magnifying glass, hold down the Alt key and left click to zoom out. And there we go. We got our next ad. And I could see that I got some extra, whoops, ooh, undo. So you want to select this and this, and you want to combine those together in one layer. You can go Control E, like that. Now you can move that over here. And there's a bit of room. Like you can put that in behind here, underneath the shirt. You can be covering it a little bit because people can see the logo there, right? Another thing I like doing sometimes, you can add the other shirts over here. So maybe you want to drop that, one of these over here. Like that. And I want to put a shadow around that. There's no point in doing it over again. Grab this object, double click it, and all the styling we did on the shadow and the little stroke to get rid of that white line, we can just save this as a new style. Click OK. And at the top under your styles, it'll be right there. So click there and hit your style, and boom, it just applied that. Let's drop in the hoodie and maybe put that just kind of above it right here. Do another drop shadow on that, and that's another sort of ad we can use. That looks pretty cool. That's ad number 2. So let's go ahead and make ad number 3. Now, like I mentioned in a different video, that I always change my ads. Like I've never ran an ad that looks just like this ever. So I always change it, move things around, and just try different things all the time. Don't stick with the same boring design all the time, because even if you have one that works all the time, but then, or worked once, it doesn't mean it's going to work again and again for other teams and whatnot. So I'm always changing things up. Now I like to do designs like ads like this that have just the shirts in them. But I also sometimes like putting like someone's face in it, like the team's face or a team shot or something like that. So let's do that. Let's take this and save as ad 3. And let's go over to Google here and go to Google Images and look for Montreal Canadiens. Go to Images, and let's look for a shot that's where they're like celebrating or something like that. There we go. Here's one right here. It's a cool shot. Right click, save image as. And as I mentioned in another video there, don't worry about taking these images and putting them on an ad within Facebook. I've never had anyone come and say, you know, take that image out of there. Even I guarantee this image is copyrighted, probably from nationalpost.com. But you're just putting it in an ad, and your ad is usually on the dark post, which is not even published on a page anywhere. And you're only going to have your ad up for like a couple days anyways, because you're always changing ads around. This might not even work anyways. So I wouldn't worry too much about that. I've never had a problem with it, but if you're not comfortable with it, then there is a way of searching in the search tools here, more usage rights, and you can do labeled for non-commercial reuse with modification, and now go through here and find one that you could use. But I find when you do that, you always get crappy stuff that's not even that good. But you may find one that will pop up in here. But that's how you can be really sure you're not going to get in trouble. No, it's probably still not 100%. I bet you Google's algorithm ain't perfect. Like some of these still may be copyrighted. Like for example, this one might be from Wikipedia or something. I don't know. But I'm not going to worry about it. Let's go ahead and design it. So I'm going to open up that image we just saved, and I'll just drop it in here. I guess I better move things around here. So I'm just going to take these and just hide them. And this I don't really need, but I'll hide it anyways. So take this, and I want to put it behind the shirt. And let's just right click and convert to a smart object so I can resize it. Again, I'm just holding down the shift key as I resize it so it resizes properly, and I'll just kind of stick it in there like so. And that's about it, you know. That's probably all I'd do, something like that. Probably move that over because there's a lot of space there. It's just a skate in the air, so I can probably do something like this. There we go. I think that looks cool. The border is kind of missing on this side there though, but whatever. And now what you do is you can just open up all those ads and save them as a PNG. So let's just start closing some things here. Open the ads, add 1 and 2. I got 3 open already. Then you go File, Save As, PNG. I always save all my image ads as PNG to get the highest possible quality out of them. You got to remember that Facebook is the one that is hosting these actual image ads. These files are hosted on Facebook, so their servers are the ones that are dealing with the bandwidth. And as you can imagine, you probably have the most kick-ass servers you can possibly imagine on the whole planet. So they can deal with the traffic, and it don't matter how big your image is. I figured the best quality, the better, so that when people see it on their phones or on their tablet or whatever, they want to see the highest possible quality of your image ad. You don't want to have any pixelation or any kind of unprofessional look to it. And so that's how I would create the 3 ads for this possible design.